What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the ledge climbing series. In today's episode, we will set up the animations to move left and right on ledges, as well as get the code set up for the movement. I apologize for the delay with this episode. I did not manage to get the animations fixed that I was having issues with, so I provided different ones. We will replace the idle hanging animation in this episode as well to fit the other animations. If you have any questions, you can ask those in the Discord. The link is in the description. Also, don't forget to download the animations. There's a link in the description for those as well. Hit the like and subscribe and ring that notification bell to be notified when the next episode comes out. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is import the animations and set those up to root motion. So if you haven't imported those yet, go ahead and get those imported. I've already got those imported. Once you get those imported, just open those up. Make sure we enable root motion. There's only 3 of them, so we'll just go ahead and open each one up. Enable root motion. And enable root motion. Okay, once you got all those good to go, we're going to add the animations to the ledge climbing locomotion state machine. So you want to go to your animation blueprint. If you don't have that open, go ahead and open that up. And we're going to go up to our ledge climbing locomotion that we set up the idle hang on last time. Let's go ahead and change that real quick. Ledge hold idle, and we're going to make sure that we loop the animation on this. And let's go ahead and save that. Just make sure that's working okay. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust our Z height. So we're going to go to our component, our ledge climbing blueprint component. And all we need to do is go to our ledge height location Z. I already tested this out, 115.5. We don't really need to mess with the XY. We should be okay with just doing the Z. So 115.5, let's check that out. And there we go. And as you see, these animations don't clip through the wall like the other one did. This one doesn't clip through the wall because of the way the animation is set up. So now that we got that changed, we're going to go ahead and add our other ones in. So we're going to go back to our ledge climbing locomotion. Shimmy. So we want to do ledge shimmy left, ledge shimmy right. And we're going to want to set these to loop as well. Let's go ahead and set both of those to loop. And go ahead and connect to and from each one of those back to the idle hang. And compile and save that. Don't worry about the errors. We're going to come back and fix those later. So we need to go to our third person character. We're going to get the code set up for the movement. I'll go ahead and drag your move input, drag that up, make some room. So between our input action move and our branch for running, we're going to add a sequence in here. And we're going to connect that branch to then one. And we're going to get character movement. We're going to get movement mode. And we're going to do a switch on E movement mode. I'm going to go ahead and copy those. And then also for our running off the false, we want to add that in there as well. So we're going to move this side input. I'm going to connect this to walking, like so. Bring this up a little bit here. So that's a little bit neater. If you're wondering why my nodes look different, I'm using flat nodes. You can download that on the marketplace. It's pretty cheap, so. Okay, so now that we have that set on walking, now we want to connect our sequence. And we're going to duplicate our character movement. Enough of that. Use controller desired rotation set. And we're going to connect that to the flying. Leave that false. And then we want to get side input. It's not equal to 0. And we want to connect that to a branch. And then go ahead and create another branch, connect that to the true. And we're going to get the side input again. And this time we're going to do greater. We can connect that to the condition. All right, and then off of this, now we're going to set up our movement. So we need to just go ahead and comment this real quick so we got this all set up the way we need it to be. And we're going to call this ledge climbing input. And I'm going to change the color of that. And you can go ahead and drag this off. We're going to add more stuff here at the end, but we need to get some of this stuff set up. So we need to go to our viewport real quick. Let's see here. Just kind of get behind your character. We're going to duplicate the front wall tracer. We're going to call that let's see, what do we call that? We'll do right move tracer, and then go ahead and duplicate that, so Control D. And we're going to call this left move tracer. And I'm going to go ahead and change the colors on these. Left, I'm just going to set to a yellow. And then I want to set these to 30 and -30. I'm gonna change this one to be, we'll do red. So you're gonna have 3 tracers. And what this is going to do is this is going to give us our position to start the trace for when we're moving left and right to see if we can move left and right. So you can compile and save that. So now we need to set up our function. So let's go into our ledge climbing component. And we're going to add a function in. We're going to call that ledge move right. And then we're going to get a sphere trace by channel. We're going to get our owning character ref. Drag off of that. We're going to get right move tracer. So get right move tracer. And then we're going to get the world location of that. So basically let me go back to that. The world location of this right move tracer that we just added to the character. And that's going to be our start location for our sphere trace. Then we need from the right move tracer, we need to get the world rotation also. So get world rotation. And then we're going to get the forward vector. Then we're going to multiply that by a float. So multiply, right click on your bottom left pin, single precision float, and we're going to do 50 in here. And this gives us the length of our trace is what that's going to give us. And then we're going to add, move that down to the bottom pin. You can hold control and just grab and drag it down. And then we're going to connect the get world location to the add and add that to the end. And then we're going to make the radius 10. We're going to set our trace visibility channel to ledge so that can be picking up our ledges. And then we're going to set the draw debug type to 4:1 frame. Alright, and we can go ahead and highlight the sphere trace. We're going to comment this, check for ledge. That way we know what these are for. And then after that, we're going to create a branch. And we're going to connect the return value of that sphere trace by channel. And we're going to break the hit results. And then we can go ahead and just compile and save. And let's go ahead and check that, make sure that's working correctly. So now when we jump up and we go to move to the right. Oh, okay. I know what's going on here. Go ahead and duplicate this. We're going to connect this to the true. And from our impact point, we're going to add. We're going to add 20 to the Z. Go ahead and duplicate that right up underneath it. We're going to do -20 on the Z. We're going to connect the add to the add. We're also going to connect this add to the start. And we're going to connect this add to the end. And compile and save that. I know why. Oh, getting ahead of myself. Go to the third person character. We need to add that in. That's why it's not showing up. So we're going to get from our true, we need to get our ledge climbing component. Ledge move right, and we're going to connect that to the true, and then compile and save that. Getting ahead of myself. There we go. So now you should see the trace where it traces to the wall. So we're actually one step ahead, because now this second trace that we added in, that's checking for our ledge location. So we can go ahead and comment that. Check for ledge location. So now when we move to the right, it's going to check for the ledge. First it's going to check for the wall, do the first trace, and then it's going to check up for the ledge. And I'm going to go ahead and change the colors on these. Let's see what colors I had these set up to. So the first one I have dark blue for the trace color and more of a light blue for the hit color. And then I think the second one was white for the trace color and red for the hit color. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. So that way it's a little, can kind of tell the difference there on what's what. All right. And then we need to go ahead and we're going to create another branch. Do the return value. We're going to break the hit results on this one also. And this one we're going to go from our impact point. We're going to add. Go ahead and duplicate this again. Connect that to the true. I'm gonna change this to purple and a white. This is going to connect to the end and also the start, both. And we're going to get the actors right. No, we need to get our owning character reference first, and then get actor right vector. And we're going to connect that to there. So it's going to take the impact point of our check for ledge location, and that's gonna be the start location, and then our get actor right vector added to that's gonna be our end location. Go ahead and compile and save that, and we'll take a look at that as well. And that one I'm not seeing. Why is that? What am I missing there? Oh, I know what we're missing. Gonna multiply that by float. Gotta give that a value. Otherwise it doesn't. No, we're gonna do 28. Otherwise it doesn't know how far the trace is supposed to be. So now we got the white when it hits. Well, that's just the trace. So the far one to the right, this is going to trace if we can go any further. So we can comment this one. And this is going to check to see if able to move any further. And then after that, we're going to add another branch. I know we're adding a lot of traces in here, but we're getting to the end of this. So what do we need to do from here? So we got our traces. So now we need to set up the function to actually move our character along the ledge. So go ahead and add another function. We'll call this move on ledge. So what we're gonna need to do is go ahead, set actor. No, I need to get the owning character reference. We're gonna set actor location and rotation. This is gonna allow us to move along the ledge and keep us in the rotation that we need to be facing the wall while we're moving. So first, what we need to do after adding that, we're going to create 3 inputs. It's 1, 2, and 3. First 2 are going to be vectors. Last one's going to be a rotator. And the first one's going to be trace 1 impact point. Next one's going to be trace 2 impact point. And the last one's going to be rotation. And then we're going to go ahead and compile and save that. Go back to the ledge, move right. And we're going to add that function in. Move on ledge. Connect that to the true. So our trace 1 impact point, we're going to drag all the way over to our trace 1 impact point. And we'll clean this up after we get all this stuff connected here. Our trace 2 impact point, we're going to drag over to our trace 2 impact point. So our check for ledge location impact point. And then our rotation, we need to set it based off the ledge. So we need to actually get the impact normal. So from the impact normal, we're going to make rot from X. So make rotation from X. And we're going to connect that to the rotation. And go ahead and create some reroute nodes here. Get this cleaned up a little bit. And we're going to compile and save that. And we're going to go back to the move on ledge. And from our rotation pin, we're going to get forward vector. We're going to multiply by float. So multiply, convert right pin to float. And we're going to connect our ledge height location to XY to our multiply by float. And from our trace one impact, add. We're going to connect that. And we're going to split the struct on this. And we're going to right click, make vector. We're going to connect our X and our Y. And then from our impact 2 point, we want to break vector. And we're going to go from our Z axis, we're going to subtract, and we want to subtract our ledge height location Z from that. And we're going to connect that to our Z. Okay. And then this is going to be calculate move location. And then from our rotation again, we're going to drag down, we're going to break the rotator. So break a rotator. Right click, make rotator. We're going to connect the X and the Y, so our pitch and our roll. And then our yaw, we're going to subtract. We're going to connect that to the yaw, and we're going to subtract 180. So now we need to move this out. We need to get our owning character ref. First, let's go ahead and comment this. This is going to calculate our rotation. Then we're going to get our actor location, actor. And then we're going to V interp to, so vector interp to. We're going to connect our return value from our make vector to our target. And then we're going to duplicate our owning character reference. We're going to get actor rotation. And we're going to R interp to. rotator interp to, and we're going to connect the return value of our make rotator from our calculate rotation to the target. And then from our delta seconds, actually we're going to right click, get world delta seconds. We're going to connect that to the delta time on the top one and delta time in the bottom. Top we're going to set to 2.0. Bottom we're going to set to 5.0. We're going to connect our return value to our new location and our return value to our new rotation. And then we want to create a return node off the end of this. Go ahead and compile and save. Let's go ahead and test that out. Now we should be moving to the right slowly. And when we get to the edge of where we set the difference, because remember we set the one wall to the ledge trace, the other one was not. So once we got to where the trace no longer hits, we're not going to move any further. So that's working correctly. Now we need to just set up our animations. First we need to create a new blueprint interface. So let's go to our ledge climbing systems folder. Right click, blueprint interface. And we're going to name this BPI anim BP. And then we're going to open that up. And we're going to name this function move with the lowercase m on ledge, because we've already got the function and the actual component is move on ledge, so we're going to make that lowercase so it's different. And then we need to create two inputs. Both of those are going to be Boolean. We're going to call one move left, and we're going to call the other move right. We can compile and save that. Go ahead and close that. We won't need that. And let's go to our NMBP. We need to go to the class settings. And we're going to go ahead and add this interface in also. So BPI anim BP. We can compile and save that. And we want to go to the event graph. And we want to double click on the move ledge interface. So go to our interface, so move on ledge. We're going to copy that, go ahead and delete that, and we're going to go into our interface graph where we have our event update climbing state, and we're going to paste that in there. We're going to go ahead and promote both of these to variables. So right click, promote both of them to a variable, go ahead and connect those up. And compile, and now we're going to fix our transitions. So let's go ahead and go into our ledge climbing locomotion. Actually, no, hold on. We need to, before we get any further, we need to duplicate our ledge move right. So we need to duplicate this. And we need to add our left side in. And we need to make a few changes here. First, let's go back to our ledge move right. And after our first trace, our check for ledge trace, we're going to go ahead and add in get owning character. We're going to add a move on ledge. No, sorry. It's going to be a message move on ledge message. And we're going to connect that to the true and connect that there. Move this stuff back a little bit. Get this cleaned up some. Okay. And on this one, we want to, move right. We want to click on our right, compile and save. Now we need to add that into our left. Should have, here, we'll just duplicate this again so we don't have to add all that in and move all that around. Just click on the left, ledge, move left. All right. And we need to change this from right move tracer to left move tracer. And just connect that to the get world location and get world rotation. And we can go ahead and compile and save that. So now we have our left move and our right move set up. It should be all good. Get our transitions fixed. So we already have the animation set up. Once we get those fixed, we should be able to now move. So from idle to ledge shimmy right. Get move right. And back to the idle. Get move right. Not Boolean. So from idle hang to ledge shimmy, we're gonna get move left. And back to the idle, get move left, not Boolean. Compile and save, and that should get rid of our errors. And let's go ahead and test that out. All right. Compile and save that. Now we're moving to the right. And we need to add our move left into the movement. So back into our BP third person character in our ledge climb input where we did the ledge move right, off of our BPC ledge climbing, we'll do ledge move left. Connect that to the false, compile and save. Now we're moving to the left and we're moving to the right. But for some reason our animations are not working. So we need to figure that out. But as you can see, once you get to the left, once you get to that point, we need to fix that. I see. So our ledge move left, we need to do -28. That's going to be before our check to see if we're able to move any further. Okay. Now that should stop us before we get to the edge. Yeah. So now it'll stop us. We'll move to the edge and it'll stop us at the edge. Oh, and then one more thing we need to add into the BP third person character. We need to add on the completed side. We need to get the mesh. So drag off, get the mesh. We're gonna get anim instance. And move on ledge. Message. And we're gonna leave both of those to false. All right. File and save that. I don't think that's gonna fix it. All right, so what we did here, this is so stupid. We need to delete that. We need to delete this. We're gonna have to add this back in. So what we did was get the owning character reference. We should have got the animation reference. So what we were doing, instead of calling from the animation reference, we were calling from the character, which was why we weren't actually moving with the animations. So we're gonna copy this because we're gonna fix this on both of these. Move left. Easy mistakes to make. All right, compile and save that. Let's test that out now. And we should be working. All right. So our animation's working. We need to set those to loop as well. Just like we did the idle. So loop the left and the right. Looks like I already had that one checked. Let's make sure that's gonna work. And now we are moving to the left. So now he's gonna reach to grab, but there's nothing there for him to grab, so he's not gonna go any further. Now we're gonna go to the right. and we stop there where we don't trace any further. So and then we can kind of smooth this up a little bit. We can actually speed these up. We're going to do 1.2 for our rate scale on the animations. 1.2. We're going to save that and go back into that. And just moving a little bit quicker. Just speed up the play rate of the animation a little bit. Just make it a little bit quicker. So, but yeah, we're all set. We got the ledge climbing moving on the ledges. Next episode is going to be the mantling. So we'll mantle up on top of the ledges. That one's going to be a little bit different. We're actually just going to take the mantling from ALS. We're going to implement that. Something that's quick and easy. I mean, it works already, so no reason to rebuild the whole system. But we'll implement it into our system and get that working in the next episode. That one's going to be a little bit over an hour. For those that haven't joined the Discord, I got offered a new position and I did accept it, so my time's going to be a little bit more limited. So I am going to be uploading one video per week moving forward, but they are going to be longer. Try to knock out a whole section of the system in one episode instead of me doing 3 episodes throughout the week. We'll just do 1 episode a week, and I'll spend more time actually recording, so we'll get through the system a little bit further in one episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Do me a favor, like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.